Yeah, just sharing some thoughts. It's quickly exhausting just trying to talk to other people. Um, you get so many people throughout the day, the night, in and out, of the care team, of not, just hospital employees, and everybody wants to have some pedantic conversation, easy conversation. I don't know if it's a way to deflect feeling awkward that you're talking to somebody that's sick or in the hospital. But you, I quickly reach my limit on small talk and just, but you don't want to be rude. Um, so it's tiring, wears you down. Um, that's tough too, that, you're stuck here. And if things are going on at home, like stuff with your house, or like now, I've got a sick dog, that these are things that if I were home, I'd be taken care of. And here, I can't. I can't, you know, armchair quarterback because I'm getting pulled in a dozen different directions, so I can't keep a cogent thought. And you just feel like you're powerless. Yeah.
It is just after noon right now. Lee is chilling. He's not sleeping. He looks like he's sleeping. He's just resting. I am now masked up because chemo starts today, and that is what they want us to do. So that is what we will do. This morning was a stressful experience. So I don't know what it is with 2026, but our dogs have been the most dramatic healthcare wise that they ever have. But Pepper was coughing a little bit yesterday. If you have any dogs that go to daycare, anytime that happens, you're like, oh, great, here we go. Kennel cough. And this morning, she was so lethargic that she didn't even want to eat her food. So that was very concerning. And then she started to wheeze. So I went ahead and called the vet when they opened at 8, and they said we could bring her right over. My mom is staying with us, so she came with me, so she was all in the loop. They let me drop her off. And as soon as I got to the hospital, the vet called me and said she had pneumonia. Never had a dog with pneumonia before. Why does it have to happen when this is going on? It was very, very stressful. Yeah. When you have like one big thing that is taking most of the RAM of your brain, and then other things start going wrong, it's just a lot to handle. And to Lee's point about constantly being interrupted, I think people don't realize how interruptive it is to be in the hospital. You think, great, like, you can be away from your away from your life and just lay in a bed, and it's going to be not easy, but it's, you're going to get a chance to rest and get your treatment. And it's like the exact opposite. It is like mental Olympics, just trying to stay sane because you can't just go somewhere else. Like, you got to be in here. And yeah, that's a lot. It's a lot for me. It's a lot for Lee, for different reasons, but it's just very hard for us to be interrupted constantly all day long and actually get anything done. Not like Lee is trying to be uber productive right now, but I think I naively thought, oh, okay, I'm going to take my work in with me, do a little bit of work every day, do some crochet projects, do some reading. And as soon as I recover from one interruption and I feel like I get back into my work, the next interruption happens. So I think that maybe setting some boundaries with noise canceling headphones or something is going to have to happen. But we are on day -7. So first day of chemo, and yeah, we're chugging along, guys.
All right, so we started the chemo. First dose, hanging right there. This IV pole is my walking buddy, my bathroom buddy, my everything buddy for the next day and a half. Because with this chemo, this is the cyclophosphamide. I have fluids continuously running so that I'm getting enough fluid, and then also another drug that helps prevent one of the big side effects. Bananas. All right, pardon the interruptions. We had to get a vitals check, which are happening every 2 hours, 4 hours, and that's around the clock. So even through the night. But yeah, starting up the chemo, I get to hang on to this IV pole no matter where I go. It comes with me. Luckily, it has its own battery pack. But if I want to go walk around, it's coming with me. If I want to go to the bathroom, it's coming with me. But it's not only the chemo running right now, but a medication that helps prevent any injury to my bladder. And with all that, lots of extra fluids coming in, so I have to make sure that I'm going to the bathroom enough times. They want me going every 2 hours. Last time I was on this, one of the side effects of this chemo is water retention. And I put on a lot of weight in a hurry, so hopefully I don't look like a hippo tomorrow when I check in again. But yeah, to the vitals checks, if you've never been in the hospital, this may surprise you and may not, but until you experience it, you don't realize how disruptive that can be. And we're talking every 2 hours, every 4 hours, it just depends. Mine seem to be about every 2 so far. I keep losing track of being able to keep track. But that's through the day, as long as you're around, and even into the night. So I had vitals at 9 o'clock last night, again at 11, and then I think they gave me a break until about 4 a.m. So you got to catch sleep when you can. I know we think that sleep, in the hospital, it should make sense, right? That we want patients to get sleep as much as they can, but also monitoring still happens. And I'm also on, for this chemo, I'm also on telemetry. So I've got a little portable box and leads hooked up to my chest that are keeping track of my heart rhythm. And so that's another thing that gets to come with me and also gets to stay with me through tonight and tomorrow. Once I'm done with this chemo and move on to the other, then that box comes off and I don't have to be stuck with my IV pole friend here throughout the entire day. But we're off to a good start so far. Getting coffee definitely helped me. Something I wanted to add about the sleep hygiene aspect, since even though you're being woken up likely every couple hours to get vitals, or somebody's here to, like at 4 a.m. to draw labs. I think that's what time they came in and pulled labs from me this morning. Simple things can help a lot. Hospitals can be sometimes
they can be quiet. This this room, this this area is actually pretty quiet. I've been in some rooms where I've had the the pneumatic tube system like running through the walls, so every so often you're just hearing this whoosh and a clatter, and it's constant and incredibly annoying. But you have lots of extra sounds. You never know if you're just sitting there in silence. You never know if somebody walking by is about to come into your room, because you feel like you have to be on, like, almost on edge the entire time. But I decided this time I'm going to try and make that a little bit better. Try and keep my sleep sacred. And while I have all of these lovely windows, and it does get dark at night, there's still things that are on all the time. The computers that the nurses use is on. I learned that the little scanner gun they use constantly has a light, so I had to move that away from my vision last night. But a eye mask, never knock it till you try it. I use a white noise app that I can set up. I can set up different noises. Daisy calls them my night noises. No. And okay, I call them my night noises. Fine, whatever. But something that generates that white noise. I mean, there's a vent right above my bed, but I learned last night it's nowhere near loud enough to kind of just drown everything else out. And then, if you're like me now, this pump's going to make noises throughout the night. It makes this kind of repetitive clicking sound as it's cycling, and heaven forbid it alarms. The alarm for these pumps, which I almost feel like is universal for all of these IV pumps, no matter where you go, once you hear it, you'll never unhear it. Whoever designed that alarm, I hope I never find you. They could create like alarm clocks with that sound, and it would probably trigger all kinds of nurses with like job PTSD. Nobody would fault you if you used earplugs, or if you are somebody that could manage to sleep with noise canceling headphones. I don't think I can, because I sleep on my side. But the little things, controlling what you can in an environment where you don't have control over a lot of things. Doing a little bit helps. Yeah, more trial and error tonight. I'll let you know how it goes. All right, so we're going to talk about hospital food. It's honestly not the best.
Bagged apple slices.
They try, but you have to consider that the kitchen crew is making food for the entire hospital, all the patients, and so whatever is being made is made in bulk quantity and needs to be made in bulk quantity quicker. But it can be sometimes good. It can surprise you, but by and large, if you think of school lunch and amplify that, all the veggies will be steamed and probably will have been steamed hours ago. The chicken will either be dry or chewy. Mine was chewy last night. That was a lovely surprise. if you can, if you're allowed, bring snacks just in case. You never know what's not going to feel appetizing. But in a pinch, pretty much every nursing unit has these bad boys. And Uncrustables, this video is not sponsored in any way, shape, or form by Smuckers. Hopefully you don't have a peanut allergy. But, a little peanut butter and jelly, I wouldn't say this is good balanced macros at all, but it does have some protein. It's got some sugar, and it'll keep you going. Like this morning, because of how my diet restrictions were, I had a scan this morning that meant I had a PET scan that so we could get a baseline, so that I wasn't allowed to eat anything after midnight. So even though I had ordered breakfast in order for it to hopefully be here when I came back, surprise, surprise, because my dietary orders in the system were nothing by mouth, my breakfast order got canceled. So when I came back to my room, no tray, no food. Grumpy me. But the nurses asked me, if I needed anything, and sure enough, they came to the rescue with a pair of Uncrustables, and that held me over until Daisy and I could go get food for lunch, and some much needed caffeine. It's probably the only reason why I'm able to talk to you now. But the nursing units always have snacks, so that's a plus, but I wouldn't bank your meals off of whatever you can ask the nurses to raid from their stash. But the nice thing here, at least, I don't know if other hospitals do this, but the nice thing here is that I could request a meal voucher instead of getting a tray delivered to the room. And as long as I submit the request early enough, then I just get a little slip of paper that's worth, it's like $9, that I can take to any of the other dining spots here in the hospital, and I can make my pick of food. So that's a nice little flexible perk if I don't jive with what's coming on the tray. But different hospitalizations, different procedures, they may have different dietary restrictions. I'm on what will be, like an immunocompromised diet. So they told me no dippy eggs. If I have eggs, they have to be fully cooked. Obviously no sushi. Lunch meats are probably pretty iffy. They didn't specifically call that out, but I imagine lunch meats are probably off the table. Anything I eat just needs to be very, very well cooked. No fruit that can't be washed very well, so no strawberries. All the little pits and pockets where the seeds are, it can't be 100% clean. But apples are good. Oranges are good. We'll figure it out as we go along.
There he is.
Yep, here I am. I'm going to tell social worker that I'm being abused. I do not feel safe at home. I don't feel safe. Stick.
This is weird.
Oh, Daisy. You and your meat sticks.
Man, the drugs have been running for a really long time. We are... What time is it?
It's almost 4.
It's almost 4. We started this just after 2.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the chemo should be done. The cyclophosphamide should be done here soon.
So, bedside necessities. Lee's Uncrustable, which he did a full review about. Book, wallet to buy things online.
What? I don't buy things online. That's what you do.
What's that? Your game thing. Mm-hmm. Chips. A cafe menu so you can daydream about what you want to order next, assuming that you feel good enough to do it. Yeah.
Silly.
So, update on Pepper. She is fine. My mom picked her up from the vet, and she's got lots of medications and a very big vet bill, but she will be okay. So I feel, I feel a little bit better. Leah's still a little bit stressed about it, but I think it's like really hard to come in the hospital and do things like this when you have outside stressors that you can't avoid. They're going to be there, and they're going to affect your mental state when you get into the hospital. And it's rough when that spills over and affects the patient going through it, your person. But as Lee was saying, it's not like life stops just because you have to go into the hospital. The life is going on outside the walls, and you kind of sense it, and it gets very antsy and very frustrating when you can't be there to solve every problem. But that's why you ask people like my mom to stay at your house and make sure your dogs literally do not die while you are away from home all day, every day. I also realized something about being here in the hospital every day that makes functioning very hard for me as someone with ADHD. And an introvert. I don't want to say this the wrong way, but it is like the forced socialization that's happening on a timeline that you absolutely can't control. So, you know, I'll be behind my computer working, but aware of what's going on, and someone walks in the room and it's maybe like a shift change, so it's a new nurse compared to the one we had in the morning, and they want to introduce themselves and chit-chat and talk, which is good. Like, I like that they're personal and like they care and they take an interest in this guy and me and all that, and that's all good. But when that's constantly happening throughout the whole day and you're like not in control of it, it does get really exhausting because you're having to be social and be on all day. That when I got home last night, after countless like interactions with countless people, I should have counted how many people came in here. I like lost track. I couldn't even speak to my mom. I was like slurring my words. I think it was a new level of like exhaustion just from holding the stress of the day, like the anticipation of finally getting here, getting Lee checked in, getting in the room, and like getting things started, and then all of that person after person coming in. And then today is kind of the same thing. Obviously, he's got meds running now, so people are checking on him often for everything, like checking to see, like, when's the last time you went to the bathroom? What did you drink last? Like, how are you feeling? What are you doing? Like, it's just all the time. And I kind of forgot how involved that was, and now I'm remembering. So it doesn't look like I'll be doing as much work here as I thought, but we'll see. I think maybe it's just kind of jumping in the deep end, and like I'll kind of level out as, you know, we go on. But like I said, noise canceling headphones are really good. I just hate feeling like I'm trying to zone someone out and they can tell that I'm trying to ignore them when I want to be an active participant in Lee's treatment. Obviously, he's very in control of it and he is the most active participant. But I mean, I'm very interested too. I like to know what's going on, and it's hard to do both. It's hard to be involved in my work and like focused on that and also be like 100% with him here. So if anything's gonna get not done, I'd prefer it's my work and not his care. So I think it's just going to be a little more socially tiring than my usual, but it's all for a good purpose. Let's go on a walk
Let's get my steps in.
with your friend.
Yep.
All right, get your steps in. Mm-hmm. And follow you.
Okay. Left or right?
Left.
Okay.
It's beautiful.
Does this mask make my face look fat?
Maybe a little bit.
Feels good to be up and moving. It's important because if I'm down too long, lay down too long, stay too stationary, I could put myself at risk of developing a blood clot. And otherwise, I would be put on a once daily under the skin injection to prevent that. It's a standard procedure for patients staying in the hospital. But I advocated that I wanted to be able to walk around. So as long as I'm up and moving, no shots. We love no shots.
No shots. Well, maybe you want to be doing shots when you're feeling better.
Oh, yes.
Everyone do a shot for Lee.
Oh, that'd be great.
So this is the patient or the visitor lounge. It is not bad. So Lee's room actually looks out over the front part of the hospital. That's the parking garage, that long rectangle building, and then connected to it now is a walkway. So if I park on the 4th level, I can walk right into University Hospital, which connects to the James where we are, and I don't have to go outside, which is really nice if it's raining. I don't have to get anything wet. That was a big problem before. How long were they building that hospital for?
Well, it was under construction when I was here last for this, so 3 years. Probably started before that, so almost 4 years. Yeah, long time. I saw that entire hospital get built, and now I work in it.
We can't go that way.
What?
That's the restricted hallway.
Oh, right.
Lee thinks he just owns the place.
Well, the door was open. What
You're
am I to
always-
say?
You're always going down like restricted stairwells or taking like the super secret elevators.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's true. Like if you work in the hospital, but then you're a patient, are you allowed to use the little secret things that you know about, or should you follow the rules? Because I think you should follow the rules.
Maybe. I'll move this on my other side since you're recording on that side. That way we can be close.
We're not close. It's like exactly what we're supposed to not be right now.
Yeah, well.
Well, I'm not ill.
Don't hack on me.
If I was feeling ill, I would not be
Here.
here. That's pretty. All the origami butterflies.
There's a whole explanation for it.
Yeah, you're good.
They weren't butterflies, they were cranes.
Cranes. And you would know this because of your degree in origami.
Indeed. I mastered in origami.
I think this dead ends. And we have another beautiful view of buildings. What am I looking at? Oh, that's the... So that's where if I had to drive Lee into work, that's where I drop him off.
Yeah. We're above
that
the
little-
the Ross Hart Hospital right
Yeah,
now.
and that little U drop off. What else can I see?
Well, that's the old hospital
I can see
here.
that's Thompson Library, that tan building that's sticking up like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's very nice for pictures. No one cares about that.
And this is all medical campus buildings here. Oh, you're looking at me.
Make a very nice tour guide.
Not a very good Vanna White.
What? I really like your super stylish. You don't even have the backs on them.
No, they're slip-ons.
Lee's Nordstrom rack haul. He's like, do you want to go to the rack?
We're
That's
not
what
here.
he says.
We're not here for fashion, ladies and gentlemen.
He calls it the rack.
Yeah,
All right,
They
where are we
call
going
it the rack.
next?
I don't know. We're working. We're working.
Lee wants to just look out the window.
Yeah. Different views. Also, you never see the tops of buildings. You only stare at them. So it'd be actually kind of a cool view to see. Wow. I suppose helicopters don't come onto that pad probably as much anymore.
That was a Lee quote. You never see the tops of buildings. You only stare at them from the ground.
It's true.
It sounded so depressing. Like you stand outside and stare up at buildings, wondering what they look like at the
Wondering
top.
what's at the top. Yep. You got it. I'm tangling myself up here.
I almost fell over. Oh, look, we're back.
We're back.
We're back. So Lee is independent. I would say that is correct. Very. Doesn't want anyone to do anything for him. Yeah, plug yourself back in.
Yep. Damn.
What? What'd you do?
I put my IV line on the wrong side. I've been tangling myself up left, right.
Like a Christmas tree?
You born in a barn? You left the door open.